Hey guys, Mike here. So happy eclipse day. As you can see, it is super dark. And not really, no. We were supposed to get 50% where I'm at, and this is literally as dark as it got. This is it. I mean, but we had so much overcast anyway, you couldn't even see the sun at any point in time of the day. So I don't know, let me know how it worked out in your area. But yeah, I'm glad I did not keep my son out of school for this, because I can already hear him saying, "Where is the eclipse? It's not even getting partially dark." But yeah, anyway, that's where I'm at. Hopefully you guys had a better viewpoint of it or something. But hey, I'll see you in 2044. Right, that's one of the next chance we got, I guess. So anyway, pretty quiet day in the market today, so I'm not going to keep you very long. But I do want to go over some stuff we talked about when it comes to employment, which is just kind of mind-boggling to me how this is working out. I don't ever hear anybody utter the word small government ever again from any side of the aisle for that matter. And then we'll go into a few charts, especially one to watch out for, one sector in general, but one to definitely watch out for coming up this month, which could have a big time move. So we'll go into that one. But talking about the job data, you remember we had these hot job data reports, and they're coming out with 300,000+ jobs and creating all these jobs and stuff. And then you find out it's like, yeah, but I mean, it's pretty much part-time jobs. Like you can see here, I mean, job changes in March 2024. And you can see, look at the part-time jobs and then look at full-time jobs. They're actually negative. And I showed you a stat about this about a month ago that was showing that like full-time jobs are actually going down, and so part-time jobs are going up. And I guess that's just the new economy, right? And you can see here, this is employed, usually work full-time. This percentage change year over year. And you can see it's going down quite a bit, right? And so let me know if you're seeing this in your area or any of the data you're looking at right here. And then, of course, who's the biggest employer and continues to get bigger and bigger? The government. And you can see by this chart, in normal times, private job growth is supposed to outstrip government, right? You saw it in the 90s. You saw it in the 2000s, especially from 2010 to 2020. But now what do you see? You're seeing the government jobs outpace the private sector right now. And that's not normal, okay? And you can see right here, I mean, what's amazing to me, this is what blows my mind when I look at these numbers. We all know the federal government is the largest employer in the U.S., and as of September of last year, about 3 million people work for the federal government, either full-time or part-time. And then you got to think to yourself, well, if that's how many work for the federal government, we got a whole lot of local and state governments, right, around this country. And so how many of them work for those bureaucracies? And you can see right here, about 20 million people work for either a state or local government as of March 2024. So the governments are hiring like crazy right now. That's why when you see like, what about all these layoffs you see getting announced? Man, the government's like, don't worry, we'll find work for you. So this is your tax dollars hard at work right here. Let us know in the comments if you're one of these people that got hired on lately. But what's crazy though, when you look at this though, about 258 million adults in this country, right? So that means if you do the math, almost 1 out of every 10 adults now in this country work for either the local, state, or federal government. Now, and before we continue, guys, please hit that thumbs up and think about hitting the subscribe button if you like this kind of content. Do daily updates and Saturday videos answering any questions you have. Appreciate your support. Let me know if that surprises you. And when we move into the charts, you can see the only index that did anything was the Russell. Okay, it was actually up about 0.5%, stayed up about 0.67% most of the day, while the other ones were just flat basically. And you can see it comes up into this fair value gap, kind of sit there and get stagnant. We got a fair value gap below, so it's trapped between two right here. Again, you got that trend line which will extend up, that is above at this current moment, and it got above the 2023 and closed above the 2023 high level. But when we come out here, we'll draw another trend line down to see if it can break above this right here, because on the hourly you can see this is a downward trend right here with lower lows, lower highs happening at this moment. And if any index is waiting to see what happens with CPI, it's going to be IWM, because if CPI comes in high, you should see the yields spike most likely, which affects this one more than the rest of the indexes. So what you could see is a couple different things. If CPI comes in hot, maybe a sell-off, but again, where they like to rush back to when they know yields are popping, to the Mag 7. That's usually what they try to rush back to. They got plenty of cash. They're making a lot of money when yields or rates are high and stuff like that, versus the rest of these are not as rate sensitive, so to speak. So it'll be interesting to see. That don't come out till Wednesday though, right? But when you look over here at like IWM versus SPY, okay, you can see SPY's been handily outperforming it, but I think people are really, really watching this ratio. That's when you got that IWM outperforming SPY back there at the end of last year. Now it's just kind of like, SPY's doing good, IWM's doing okay, so it's going sideways. And we saw the same kind of action right here in 2020 before IWM took off. And you can see this right here. I'll zoom in for you, but this is the consecutive days without a new all-time high. All right, remember, every index has set a new all-time high either in 2023 or this year, but not IWM. It's still double digits down. Okay, right now we're 600 days and still no new all-time high. When you zoom in, when were these other two times? It was when we went through a big time crash, .com and the '08 time, right? And now we've just been consolidating, moving up and consolidating. And so everybody predicting, even Tom Lee, that this one should eventually, if everything works out this year, go to all-time highs. Now Tesla, this one right here, you might have noticed after the market closed exactly on Friday, like 5 minutes later, this huge green candle. Of course, this was Elon Musk saying, hey, because he knew this stock was in trouble, I need to pump it. So guess what? Tesla Robotaxi is going to be unveiled on August 8th, 4 months out. Okay, so but that's what lets you know he was desperate to put something out there. So it was like August 8th, right? And so especially after Reuters talked about them not having that low-cost car anymore. And then, of course, it pops up, gives a lot of it back. But today, it was one of the best performers, up over 5% almost the entire day, while you had chips and everything else just either flat or red for the day. And we'll go over a couple that are either going to set new all-time highs or finally get to an all-time high. But when you look, I mean, still within this channel right here, it was a nice day, a 5% move up. But again, when you zoom in, it's still in that little shaded area, which is that range we feel like we've been in like forever right here. And so again, we'll see if this one can finally either get to the top of the range and break out of it, or is it going to do like everything else and just wait for CPI on Wednesday, right? And I'll draw this trend line and see if it breaks above tomorrow or not, and see, because this was a news event type thing, right? That was the buy, because remember, you don't get this, and all it is an announcement on August 8th. Who knows what they're rolling out? But, the desperation was absolutely crazy on his part. You could see it. But it worked, so congratulations. Now, SoFi, watch this one right here, because it's going to report earnings this month. Should be at the end of the month right there. And as I was telling members, this thing has had 25% pops on each one of those earnings. But here's what's going on to me, which is kind of interesting, because SoFi doesn't get good news, right? It's been an underperformer. It's been sitting there in that range of stage one. It seems like forever. Everything thinks going to bust out. It doesn't. All of a sudden, you got price upgrades coming through on it last week. These different news right here about, be bullish on this stock. Watch out for this stock. And again, SoFi just doesn't get news like this, right? Even Needham pounding the table on SoFi. They think they raised the price target as well and all this good stuff. And when you look, the reason why this has such big pops on earnings and may have a good shot this time is the short interest, which is the highest it's been, I think, ever really. And so it's up about 23% of short interest. So if this thing has any kind of good earnings, it could pop, so make sure you watch it. But it wasn't just SoFi up today. It was the whole Fintech area, right? So Lending Club, Affirm, Upstart. Remember, all these move normally as a group, all right? Just like semis do, right? They're either having a good day or they're not having a good day. And so all these were moving. SoFi just happened to be the big one of the day. And you can see it in the sector, right? This is a worldwide Fintech ETF, which holds way more than those names. And they were the top leader today. And then, of course, you have Cruise, which is the travel stocks, real estate. It's kind of funny. Things that are really rate sensitive were moving like crazy today. You might think, wow, did CPI get leaked or something early, or what's going on? But, we'll see how this continues tomorrow. But keep that one on your list for when it reports earnings. Now, Amazon, I thought this was going to set a new all-time high today. It was like 1% away right when we opened, and just sat there, either went flat, did nothing. But this is one of the Mag 7 who haven't reached a new all-time high, right? It did it in 2021 a couple of times, double top, boom, down. So it has not set a new all-time high like almost every other one we've got so far. So watch for this one right here, because when we zoom in, you can see that little shaded area where it had consolidated, it had broke out, it had retested, all right, and then started breaking out in the last couple of days. And so if this one don't go to all-time highs this week, it's going to be because CPI must have been a disaster and things just sold off, right? But I'll be stunned if they don't push it up over the next couple of days. Assume the CPI comes in, okay, or where it needs to be. The other one is Google. Remember, this one already set a new all-time high over here at the beginning of April. Now it's pushing up again. It was another one. It was a good performer of the day. It stayed green all day and stuff. You can see the weekly expected move right there. Going from 147 to 157 is the range. This will be another one. I'll be surprised if at least at some point in time tomorrow during the day, unless we have some crazy red day, this doesn't go and go ahead and eclipse its all-time high to go to a new all-time high, right? This is one of those stocks that keeps doing it like Meta does and things like that. So again, big money still piling in this one. You can see it's well above the moving averages. There's nothing bearish about this chart or anything else. And so a lot of people like this name for an AI type of play. And the important thing about Amazon, learn the term price discovery, right? That's where a lot of these stocks go to. As soon as they get to all-time highs, all of a sudden it's like, okay, what price are we going to, right? Because now all of a sudden there's no resistance above, okay? And Amazon's a pretty popular name, especially now they got the cloud. And I don't know, some people want to say AI. I don't understand how they go with AI, but still, Google, I get the AI name and stuff. But again, right now, what you're seeing in the market is semis are just kind of like going, They're all in these ranges right here, just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting for Wednesday. So Tuesday, remember, we got no red folder news, no earnings. It's going to make a big difference, anything like that. And so we'll see if we get some of the same stuff today. Maybe small caps will move, and the index are just kind of stuck in a range, which could be a 0.5% range, could be a 1% range, whatever, moving up and down. But again, you got no red folder news for the algos to react off of and the markets to react off of. We do have, I believe, a Fed speaker tomorrow, so we'll see what they got to say, and we'll see how the 10-year yield. Watch the 10-year yield, because it's just kind of sitting there, I think, in a way too, kind of waiting, right? It's like, oh, here we are. And RSP, I'm gonna dig more into it. It had huge, I don't know if they were sales, buys, whatever it was, hitting the tape. It had three or four of its biggest, in its history, hitting, and we closed below those levels. So I don't know if they were sales, buys, or what they were, but I'm going to look more into it, and I'll post it in the Discord and stuff too for you guys to take a look at and stuff. But anyway, hope you guys got something out of it. Please hit the like, subscribe button if you did. If there's any report tomorrow, I will put it out there to you. But remember, the big stuff starts on Wednesday, okay? So again, happy Eclipse Day. Woo, it's so dark. And have a good one, guys.